Okay. So when I was sharing my story about my breakthrough with Ryan, what was your experience of that? Who wants to share? Does anybody have their hand up?
People probably don't remember.
Oh, no. Don't say that. No. So let me read. Okay, so Erica. Erica's got her hand up.
Sorry, I think for me, there was a lot that I kind of resonated with, but also it's that kind of empathizing with the sense of hope that your story gave as well. Was that sense of actually from being in that really quite desperate position that you were, that actually you've now completely and utterly turned it around. And that for me was just kind of like really exciting as a prospect, but also really reassuring that somebody with your online presence could actually have ended up in such a dark place to begin with. I think it was just, yeah, it was just a very human story.
And could you see yourself in my story?
I can certainly see myself in some of the beliefs, absolutely, and the desirability piece, absolutely. And I think some of it then becomes a bit of a warning to me about, you know, if I'm not even a tenth of the way down my coaching journey in the way that you were, and I already have these beliefs, and it's kind of like a stark warning that if I don't do something about it now, that I actually could potentially end up looking at my kids through the window crying about how things just aren't working out, which isn't an option.
Right. Awesome. Good. Anybody else want to share?
I think Alberto has his hand up.
Yeah, Bertie here. So what I remember from your story, can you hear me, guys?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. What I remember from your story, and because we talked about this on our last session too, is the way you did it. So you first threw up a question, and which basically that question, what happened is that it made a stop, and I started like thinking, yeah, because you shared, I can't remember the question exactly, but it was something like, have you ever felt that you're doing everything you can, but it doesn't work, or something like that? Like your coaching business doesn't work. And then and then you shared your emotions. You were like, basically, it was a vulnerable share, as you name it, something. And then you just speak us through all these emotions and all these thoughts, and I was immediately engaged with those like emotions and thoughts that were coming across. And then you told a story. That's what I remember about how you did it. You just first threw out a question that maybe like, hey, what's going on here? And then you authentically like shared your emotions at that moment. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can, resonate with that. And then you told us the whole story.
Yeah. And what I loved about hearing that, because it works, what I wanted to do was show you the impact of a powerful share. When you share yourself authentically, when you're real and vulnerable, and you share with people where you were at and where you are, in any single post, in any online video, what you're doing is you're drawing people in to start looking at themselves. Start looking at, they want to be able to connect with you. They want to be able to see, do you connect with me? Do I trust you? Do I like you? Are you somebody that I would want to work with? Now, if we create content that's all me, people are like, who cares? This is something that is a harsh reality, and some people might not agree with what I'm about to say, but through my training and development, this is what I've learned. Some people around us secretly want us to fail because our success shines a light on their failures. And so when we keep this in mind, I'm not saying that like it just shows up even online, right? If there's other, when you're like, oh, look at me, I'm taking care of myself and I'm doing yoga every day and I'm so great, and oh, I'm sorry you're going through this crisis right now in the world, but look at my hair's done and this is what I did. These are the steps that I took to really take care of myself. People are thinking, I don't give a shit. I don't care about you. I care about me. So we need to connect with them so that we can share ourselves, but people love drama. They love to see you swimming in your shit because it makes them feel better. It's just how people are. But then they also want encouragement. Like, this is where I'm at, but I can be there. But you got to give them the crap first. Because people really want to know, okay, how did you pull yourself out from that? How did you get from where you were to where you are? I want some of that. But if you start just educating them before you connect with them, it's like hopping on an enrollment call and saying, hey, buy my product. What? I didn't connect with you. You didn't invite me. And now we're on this call and you're selling me something. That is icky. We don't think about it that way when we're creating content online. But what we're doing is we're basically connecting with them. We're enrolling them. We're inviting them. And then we're offering them something. We're offering them a solution, the education. So there's 4 parts, right? You want to, as Alberto said, what resonated with him is he had to stop. You know, it's like, have you ever felt this way? Have you ever felt like you knew you were a passionate coach, but you just couldn't figure out the business? Now, all of a sudden, passionate coaches that are struggling with their business have stopped and they're listening to what you have to say. Yes, that's me. Because it's about them. And then you want to share your drama, where you were at, what happened, what was your experience. Now, if you're making this up, I promise you this, it will not land. It'll come up as very inauthentic. It has to be something that you've already experienced. Has to be a real lesson because you can't fake authenticity. People see through it. It's like I see Maria down there laughing. She's like, oh yeah, I can see, right? So you want to be able to share something that's real, that's really happened. And then you want to give solutions. That's the education part. But solutions, you know, thinking outside the box a little bit. People that we live in an information world, there's information everywhere. But something that they're like, oh, that's new. Oh, that's a little creative. You know, so tap into some of the knowledge that you have that's not accessible to everybody unless they've done your training. And then the final part is a call to action. Now, a call to action doesn't necessarily have to be book a call with me. A call to action can be, you know, what are you going to do right now to make a difference? What are you going to do to X, Y, and Z? So make it again about them. What can they apply in their life? Because now they're getting value. Now, if you're the type of coach that is giving value, and then one day you say, hey, listen, I would love to have a conversation with you. Let's hop on a 30-minute call and let me give you some strategies to put these tools in motion. Now, all of a sudden, those people that were watching that you gave value, they're already enrolled. What else does she have to say? I want to speak to her. I want to speak to him. Right? So it's serving and not selling. You give value, and people that are watching, that are your people, they will lean in. They will listen. They will stop. They will hear you. And when they're ready to take action, you're the person that they're going to call. You're the person that they want to speak to because they already feel like they know you. You know, I had an experience. I was in the grocery store one day with my kids, and this guy came up to me, and he's like, oh, hey, Tina, how are you? I see all the amazing things you're doing online. Keep up the good work. And he walked away. My kids were like, Mom, who was that? I'm like, I have no idea. But he saw me. He felt like he knew me because I was connecting with him every single day. I was speaking to him every single day. And that's what you get to establish online with your people. So we wanted to take this time to have you practice this right now. So in order to practice this, what I would like you to do is I want you to think of maybe 1 or 2 experiences, lessons that you've learned, things that have happened to you where you've had a breakthrough moment. And I want you to create a hook that has them stop. And then once you create that hook, I want you to share your story. Now remember, when we're sharing a story, we don't want to get too much into the story. And what I mean by that is all the little details. Like we might want to talk about every little thing that first this happened and then this happened and then this and then this and this. No, no, no. You just want to keep, like, it's got to pack a punch. So you want to just keep it really succinct. And then give them a couple teaching strategies. This is how I got out of this situation. So have you ever felt like you wanted to quit coaching? That you were a passionate coach, but you just couldn't figure out the business part and it was just too hard? Yeah, I was there too. I was feeling frustrated. I was feeling like a failure. This is what I did. I hopped on the phone with a coach and I decided to be coachable. I broke through my money barriers. I had to get real with myself instead of pretending everything was fine. What are you willing to do to move from a passionate coach to a purpose-driven entrepreneur? See how that breaks down? And now, for some of you, this may be super overwhelming and be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. That's okay. Because anything new is uncomfortable, and it is until it isn't. Before you know it, this will just be the way that you create posts. And it was interesting because on Thursday, when do we have our live webinar? Thursday? No, Wednesday. We had a webinar. We gave some tools and strategies. Thursday, when I was looking on LinkedIn, I saw some of you on this call right now putting the strategies in your posts, and it landed for me. I was emotionally connected. That's what we want to do. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? 5 minutes to just kind of write something out, and then we'll do some sharing and we'll see what your creative post is. And then we're going to encourage you to step really outside your comfort zone later.
Yeah, I think if we maybe say we will come back, just again, keep it ninja, keep it very succinct. Just don't try and get it perfect. But we'll come back and say 7 minutes. So it's not a break. You just maybe turn off your camera if you want to do that. But it's a little working time for you. But we'll come back at 1:45 maybe. Yeah, 1:45 the hour. So you're going to write that now. This is not a break. We're going to take a break soon, but this is just a chance for you to do that work. All right, so let's come back and say 8 minutes, which is 1:45 the top of the hour. Can we do that? Great.
I'm going to, just to capture the recording.
You might want to just keep this one open.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I mean, it's just a short break. It's up to you, though. What do you think?
I'm only concerned about Zoom.
Just keep it open.
Yeah, keep this one open.
Okay.
So just turn off your videos, go on mute, do the work, and we'll be back in 7 minutes. Well done.
Adrian, pause the recording?
Yeah, I will. Yeah. I just have
Okay.
to remember to unpause it when we start again. Yeah, I will.
Hi guys, welcome back. Amazing what you can accomplish in 7 minutes. All your amazing stories.
I hope everybody had enough time, but I just wanted to ask you this question. Why would you want to share your story? Why would you want to share anything online? Yeah, Sobia.
To help other people, because at that time you probably didn't get the help that you needed, And because you've been in that place, you know you can genuinely help and support somebody to come out.
Yeah, amazing. Anybody else want to share? Why is it important for you to share?
We have a lot of hands up. You want me to run through them?
Okay, sure, yeah.
Maria?
Maria, go.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. This is awesome. I am, when I started writing down my story, a lot of emotions came up. But I have just earlier this week traveled by car from Calgary to Victoria. So through the Rockies. And I drove through the Rockies by myself. And so my story is, have you ever felt so scared that you couldn't keep going? And so I was driving along and I looked up ahead and I could see a really, really dark black cloud. And I was climbing up a mountain and I thought, oh, that can't be snow. It's too black to be snow. It's rain. Well, all of a sudden, this snow came out of nowhere and it was hitting my windshield so fast that my windshield wipers couldn't keep up and ice chunks were falling off my car. Trucks had pulled over to the side of the road because it was like too much for them. I was up at a really high pass and I was like, oh my God, but I didn't let myself freak out. And I was just trusting that I could just keep going. And I was like, the song Take It Easy by the Eagles came into my head. I was singing that song. I was thinking about all the people who cared about me, who were with me in spirit. And I just kept going. And I made it. And I made it. So that's what I want to help people with. It's like, it's really scary right now. But you know what? We can make it through. And you know what? I was smiling on the other side because I was like, I did it. I did it. And I was so proud of myself. So there's just push through and just, I can help people when they reach that point where it's like, I can't keep going, but just keep going, just keep going. And it's going to get better. So that's what I wanted to share.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Maria, for sharing. I think we could all feel it. We could feel the passion. We were all stopped by, yes, we can relate to that, like where you can't go. So many lessons in that about life, about the black cloud, about the mountain that seems too high to climb. So you can have literally 4 or 5 different posts just based on that one story. Different teaching content. Right? So there's a lot that you could extrapolate from that, and it's powerful. It's a powerful story. One of the things I suggested last week, keep a story journal. Things that happen to you, lessons, breakthroughs, keep track of them because that is your content. That is your gold. That's super powerful. What an incredible opportunity for you to be able to experience that and share it with us and share it with your clients. Really great.